Hello, Collective. Today is June 18th, 2025. Time is 4:05 p.m. and we're going to tap right in to get an update on story time for the Collective. Collective, storyline, please, Spirit. Storyline for the Collective. What's going on? Please, Spirit. Storyline for the Collective. In the central energy for the Collective, what storyline would you like to share, please, Spirit? Knight of Wands. We got somebody coming in wanting to be charming. In the challenge position, the Empress. In the subconscious, Five of Swords, conflict. So we've got a charming person here thinking about the Empress or challenged by the Empress, and they're wanting to win at all costs. It could be that they've experienced a defeat. They're wanting to come in with a charming presence to get into the energy of. In the recent past, these ones, they thought that this Empress was crazy. They thought she was insane, so they passed her over. They were looking for somebody, to be of benefit to their Collective, or to be a sacrifice for their passion project or whatever. In the recent past, Temperance Angel. So there's balance and harmony restored. Being sensible. Intentions, expectations. Three of Wands. Moving forward. Moving forward. Could be an overseas opportunity in the near future. We've got the Devil. Codependent toxicity. Somebody's in a destructive mental frame set. The lens that's being looked through is a new beginning. So somebody's feeling pretty destructive over your new beginning. You're moving forward with it in a Temperance energy. We have a Knight of Wands here thinking about this Empress who is moving forward, and they want to commit conflict. They are sending in a Devil. In the environment, we've got the Knight of Cups, and there's another proposal here as well. So there's a whole, at least two people coming in, targeting this Empress Temperance Angel. Hopes and fears. Abundance. They want the abundance that belongs to her. They're going to come in and they're going to try to use romance as a weapon to get into the energy and claim it. So we've got abundance here, but then we've also got this disappointment. They've lost your abundance. They've lost the abundance of this Empress. The outgoing energy. Three of Swords reversed. You could be releasing the pain. Moving on. You could be experiencing negative self-talk, but you can't believe everything you hear. It could be an illusion. You might be recovering from this illusion. We've got love here. So love and new love. Somebody's disappointed because the actual lovers' connections are being guided or granted by this Hierophant, somebody of divine nature. Somebody's having negative thoughts. They're feeling bound by that. They're not able to get into it. We got the Emperor here with the determined Queen of Wands. And we've got nostalgia regarding the star. It could be somebody from the past. We got a sacrifice here though. Letting go. Somebody's letting go of something. All is well. Disconnection of a burden here, and that's justice. Laying to rest trickery and fraud. So Knight of Wands is unpredictable, acting impulsively. They've been using sexy Prince Charming vibes in order to create conflict, and that is their intention for this Empress, if they can get into the energy. We've got something happening very swiftly. They're coming in very quickly, challenged by the evolution of this Empress, or this person who has become an Empress. Manifester, a magician. There could be a magician with her, or maybe she's manifesting something. They're in upheaval. They want to bring upheaval. It's all about abusive relationships for this one. They're exhausted and they're overwhelmed. Their confidence has been destroyed. They may have been defeated. Giving up. Temperance energy is here in the recent past. And Chariot. Moving forward. Victory. So because you can hold your inner sanctuary into a balanced state, you're moving on. You got willpower, great willpower. There is a moving forward here with the Three of Wands. And we've got difficult decisions here. Preparations, expansion, difficult decisions. We've got the Devil here. Destructive behavior. Somebody is codependent and toxic. They have an attachment. They're addicted to your energy. New beginning. So we got a codependent Devil here and a new beginning. They're looking at your opportunity, at your innocence. If they're attached to you. Somebody's being tempted by your new beginning. Yeah, because we got the Fool here and the Fool in the lens that's being looked through. This Devil wants your new beginning. They're sending in these, look, we've got the Emperor here, new beginning, and the Emperor. So there could be a new beginning for the Emperor. The Empress is here as a magician, or in the presence of. We got a Knight of Cups. Again, knight in shining armor, wanting to be romantic. The previous cycle, we've been through this before, and the previous cycle, somebody chose a karmic, so romance came in, and rather than be patient, they kind of went for it, and they wound up in a bad situation with these devilish wands and false romantic people. So Knight of Cups, Knight in shining armor, disappointed, Eight of Cups. So they're disappointed. Hopes and fears. We have the Ace of Pentacles, abundance, and again the Five of Cups, disappointed, loss and sorrow. They've lost your abundance. They wanted to come in and get a romantic connection. They have to get, it has to be a relationship in order to tap into this wealth. Death. Death. It's over. There's death. Somebody is, there's an abundance here, loss and death. There is a recovery. Three of Swords. There may be a recovery of heartbreak, a releasing of the pain caused by these entities here. You're moving on. Sun. Moving on, releasing the pain, a rebirth, all is well. In love. Love, and moving on again. You're taking your love cup and you're moving on away from this group here that is creating abuse and conflict from the moon, from the hidden realms. You're moving that on. You're leaving them a go. You're leaving them a go. It looks like there may be, you're releasing the pain. There is a return to the sun energy here. I'm going to pull out this other tarot deck. We'll get all three of them out. See what we double up on here. So we've got a Knight of Wands here. They're fearless. They're unpredictable. Something is happening very quickly. They're challenged by the manifestations of this Empress, or they're challenged by an Empress who is with a Magician. Queen of Cups. Very swiftly, we've got Queen of Cups. So this person is trying to move in on a Queen of Cups very quickly. Could be air travel. There's a swift change being brought about by the Queen of Cups. They're challenged by the Empress and their willpower, or their ability to manifest, or the fact that they're with a Magician. And Four of Cups. They've been, they're not satisfied with what they have been given. They're having a very negative outlook on this Empress and the Magician, or this Empress and her manifestations. Five of Swords here, defeat. It looks like they're exhausted. They're giving up. Their confidence has been destroyed. Five of Swords reversed. End of conflict. Whatever they were doing, it's very, very bad. Temperance energy here in the recent past has made a departure. Seven of Pentacles, growth. Your hard work pays off. But somebody's really, really mad. They want to disconnect you. They have to have a relationship in order to do that. You're moving forward. There's some difficult decisions being made, or that you have to make. Three of Wands. Three of Wands came out twice. You have opportunities here. Making difficult decisions. The Devil is here, so codependent toxicity and a new beginning. Nine of Wands. It's time to heal. It could be that this shadow self, the shadow self, it's time to heal the shadow self. Take it as it resonates. We got this new beginning here with the Fool, and we got the Emperor here and an Eight of Pentacles. There is a new job, some kind of a self-employment. He's doing something, he's building something, he's working on something. The Knight of Cups, Knight in shining armor is disappointed. They're getting left behind. They're abandoned. On the Wheel of Fortune, the wheel turns in the cycle. If they're getting left behind when it comes to your destiny, there is a turning point. Ace of Pentacles, abundance. They're experiencing a loss here, and there's death. Page of Cups. There could be death to a Page of Cups. There could be a death to, you know, crushes. You may be recovering or moving on, transitioning, healing from a heartbreak. There's a rebirth with the Sun here. All is well. But we have Seven of Swords here. A scammer is here. In a nightmare. Anxiety. Somebody's in a nightmare having anxiety. This thief, this scammer is having anxiety because you're moving on and you've received a rebirth here. Yep. The deceitful thief is in a nightmare. The Sun is bringing a nightmare, releasing the pain. Ace of Wands here. Your enthusiastic new beginning is here. You're standing up for yourself and you're taking the high ground with a Seven of Wands here. Somebody is wanting to compete for your Ten of Cups union. And they're in a Ten of Wands burden here. You've got your Nine of Pentacles. Your life of luxury is coming up, and you've got moving away from this trauma. You've got a loyal King of Wands here, who could also be a magician, making plans for the future with the Two of Wands and the Fool here. Again, new beginnings. For the history of whatever this devil has been doing, justice is being served. On behalf of the Star, he's getting a Ten of Pentacles inheritance. So we've got a Knight of Wands here wanting to come forward and be charming. We've got quick decisions being made, or there's some kind of swift change for the Queen of Cups. Maybe they want to bring a swift change. Look, they've been found unworthy. They want to come forward to get with this Queen of Cups. They're coming in really quickly, but they've been found unworthy. They're unworthy of this Queen of Cups. We've got the Empress here and a Magician, or she is creating some kind of a manifestation. These ones are getting a small offer, and they're not happy about it. They've been found unworthy of the love of this Queen of Cups, and they're getting held back, or they're holding back. They're holding back. You're holding back. The Queen of Empress is holding back her manifestations. They're in a Five of Swords here. Defeat, exhausted, giving up. This is the end of the conflict. Now they want to make amends. There's some inner conflict here. You have an understanding of their side of the story, of what they've been doing regarding soul ties. Conflict with soul ties. This is the end of conflict with soul ties. You've won the fight. You have an understanding, or whoever you're in a soul tie with has an understanding, and they're ending this conflict. Your temperance angel, or you're in your temperance energy, you're departing. You got the Chariot here. Your hard work pays off. There's unfinished business. Three of Wands, expansion. Making difficult decisions about these opportunities that you have coming to you. You're very successful. You're ready to roll with it. You're going on an adventure. Indecisive. You may not really know what you want to do. There's difficult decisions to be made. It sounds to me like it feels to me like this devil doesn't know what to do. They're looking at your new beginning. You're battle worn. It's time for you to heal. This devil is here looking at your new beginning, your new opportunity. People are gossiping. People are gossiping. New beginnings. The Emperor is here working real hard. And we've got escape. Knight of Cups. Romantic charm. Disappointed regarding this change in the Wheel of Fortune. This is a turning point. It's a turning point. They're dishonest. They have been talking a lot of crap. They're coming forward with their cup, you know, knight in shining armor, but they're a liar. Ace of Pentacles, abundance. They have lost out. They need to accept there's death here. For Page of Cups, for crushes. Unappreciated. They didn't appreciate the beauty of you. They don't appreciate. They're unappreciated. We've got recovery from a heartbreak. There's a rebirth here with the Sun. And we've got reflections here. Deceitful scammers are having anxiety and nightmares. They're a reflection. They're a copycat. Somebody that doesn't have any light in them. Yeah, they're in the shadows. Habitual patterns of lustful stuff. They're overstressed about your commitment. You never gave up hope for this, and they're overstressed about it. They're confused by your love. And because you love yourself, you're getting this reunion. Somebody wants to have a conversation with you in this new chapter. They're your responsible counterpart. There might be some secrets here. The way you love is unmatched. It could be a secret. And we got a destiny here. So you're entering into your destiny. Somebody wasn't happy with the way things were going and they want to mend this connection. Or maybe this person was unsatisfied, but you've mended your connection and they can't separate you from this love. This is a new soul contract. It's very passionate and it's too late for prideful, egotistical people to do anything about it. They're in disagreement regarding the truth. They're objecting. And they want forgiveness. But this one who thought that this was an unexpected outcome is getting detached. And they're going to get whatever it was they gave, and they sabotaged themselves. There's a lot of energy that's really dense. I wish that I could ease it, you know. I mean, I don't really know how, you know. This is the thing, you know, as an empath who picks up, as a transmitter receiver of the divine, you pick up on this devilish energy and the suffering that's happening right now, this death energy, and it's very bad. It feels very personal, but just remember, as an empath, it's not personal. You're picking up on stuff out there. So don't spin in your head and think that it's something awful happening in your own personal reality. You're picking up on those energies which have been targeting you, that are being cut out right now. You know, there's opportunities for adventure to move forward, but we've got somebody here making some difficult decisions and they're very indecisive. We've got the devil energy in this new beginning, battle worn, time to heal. There's gossip. Somebody may be reconsidering something. Knight of Wands is here. Fast action. Look, they're drowning. They're going under. They've been found unworthy of this Queen of Cups. This is a quick thing. The Empress is here with a Magician or manifesting something. These ones are being held back. And they got a Four of Cups negative outlook here. We've got crushed in the reverse. They were not able to crush you. You're not crushed. You're not hurting emotionally. They're trying to get you to feel hurt emotionally. This is another one of those things where there's the heart chakra is being manipulated by the suffering that is happening in the world. It's like it's being projected out into and onto you empaths. Somebody wants to win at all costs. They're exhausted. They're giving up. They're feeling overwhelmed. You have an understanding of what they've been doing to your soul tie. And there's an end of conflict here. You've won the fight. Empty cup. Empty cup. They were not able to... they're drowning. Their cup is empty. You've won the fight. Temperance angel. The Chariot is here. You're moving forward. Your hard work pays off. There's unfinished business regarding needs. If emotional needs aren't being met, it's time to reassess. Touch is important too. Three of Wands, moving forward. You got some overseas opportunities. Somebody's got some difficult decisions that they're making with the Two of Swords. They don't know what to do. They're not quite sure what to do with this opportunity. They may be moving forward with or without somebody. The Devil is here looking at this new beginning. It's time for you to heal. You're battle worn and it's time to heal. Look, somebody's gossiping about your escape. Codependent toxicity, new beginning. Love as an emotional escape. Be sure you're getting involved for all the right reasons. Alone. Escape again. So we've got new beginnings. The Emperor is here, very disciplined. He's working. Self-employment, he's working on something diligently. We've got escape, and then we've got alone. It could be what? There's a devil that's escaping. It's time to heal. Knight of Cups is disappointed. They feel like they've been abandoned. The wheel is turning. They've been lying, and now they're grieving. It didn't work out like they had planned. Ace of Pentacles here. Disappointment, they lost. There's death. They did not appreciate the beauty of young love, of perfect love, of this beautiful, sweet love. Spirituality. Blind spot, they got caught up in a whirlwind. There is recovery for the Sun. There is deceit and theft. Scammers are in a nightmare. They're a reflection. Yeah, you're leaving. You're leaving the reflection behind. You're moving on. You're moving beyond the thieves who are in a nightmare, these reflections, these copycats. You're leaving, they're leaving. They want forgiveness. They're in the dark side. They want you to forgive them. The things you no longer need are falling away to make room for the love that you deserve. The love that you deserve could be a secret. We got some crazy drama here going on with those that were just another notch in the headboard, folks. They're having anxiety and unable to free themselves from this web. They have to face it. The truth has set you free, and the truth has set you free. And this childish person has a long road to go before they get what they want. And apparently they got to, for whatever they did with mini flames, whatever they built on many flames, or the light or energy of many flames is crumbling, and they're looking for an exit plan. They're tired. You're tired of this neglect. You're tired of this neglect, and you deserve a break from it. You want to break, and you deserve a break. You're being very fierce right now. Things could be falling to pieces for those who were tempted by the snake, and now they're reaching out and trying to connect with this diamond, this star that they made life so difficult for. They're reaching out for you, but love is eluding them. They've been guilty of burning you from a distance. And it could be that they will get burned, that they have lost. There's some sort of an incineration that they've been talking about. There's an incineration going on. Difficult decisions are being made. Somebody, now I don't know. It's like they're trying to project out their devil energy onto your new beginning. They want you to be seen as the devil. They want you to be seen as combative, as cruel, as disrespectful. They're projecting out onto you their sickness. They want to dress you up in their devil energy. They're trying to push it forward into your new beginning. Knight of Wands is doing something very quickly, making a swift change for a Queen of Cups, or there's a swift change for this Queen of Cups. This Knight of Wands is unworthy. They're going under. They're unworthy of the love of this Queen of Cups. Friendship. We've got friendship. They're asking for help. They want to come in and offer to be a friend. This Empress is here with a magician, or she is manifesting something, and they're being held back. They're not getting what they want. They're not able to crush this Empress. The Empress is not crushed and perseveres through this challenge. Five of Swords, theft and abuse is exhausted and giving up. You have an understanding of what they've been doing to your soul tie, and there's an end to this conflict. Their cup is empty. They were not able to get your reward. They were not able to crush you. Their cup is empty. They need to surrender their need to control. What they are doing here is very, it's very mean, you know? But they've been pumping this devil energy through society for a long time. They've been forcing the sleeper who is just out there thinking they have anger issues. It's not even them. It's these ones pouring it onto them. The Temperance energy, because you were able to maintain your balance and your harmony, you're in the Chariot, you're going away, your hard work paid off. There's unfinished business here regarding needs. Death. This is an ending. Endings make room for new beginnings. There could be a death. There may have been a death. Moving forward, somebody's got difficult decisions to make. They don't know what decision to make. There's a Three of Wands here, opportunity. They're not sure what to do. Imagination. They could be stuck in their head. They're very much thinking about it. We've got a codependent energy here with a new beginning, and it's time to heal. We've got gossip, that they've used love as an escape. Grief. Your love could have got you, given you a new beginning and an escape from this devil. They're in grief. New beginning, Emperor working real hard on an escape, doing it alone. We've got discipline in the reverse. Somebody lacking discipline wants to escape. Knight of Cups, disappointment. Wheel of Fortune, change for those who lied, grieving it didn't work out the way they had planned. We've got gratitude here. They're grieving about you being thankful for this life and the opportunities it presents, even the negative ones. Abundant manifestations. These ones have loss. They got to accept the loss. There's death here. The Page of Cups. This crush, whatever. They didn't appreciate your spirituality. They didn't appreciate your young love or creativity. They got caught up in a whirlwind. They don't have any abundance. They got caught up in a blind spot, so they don't have any abundance. You're moving on. You're recovering from this. The Sun, rebirth, theft, scamming, cheating, and a nightmare, reflection, and leaving it all behind. Growth, expanded in consciousness and awareness. You've expanded in consciousness and awareness, and you're leaving that behind. Self-esteem. You possess gifts of the soul that benefit you and others. You're very courageous, and these double energies, they don't know what to do. They're afraid. You were patient through the adversity that they were giving you, and perhaps you are. And they're guilty of trying to destroy your peace. Or you're releasing any beliefs that no longer assist in your soul's growth so that you can have peace. You're accepting love and the change that it brings. You release the needs to know all the answers when you are in doubt. You can always expect the truth from yourself, even though others may always lie. Somebody's worried because you're still happy. You're still trying to maintain a happiness level here. And somebody's under judgment. It could be that somebody who is in service or of service is calling judgment here. Trusting the inner voice will guide you correctly and bring you into balance. Somebody's in regret and wants your forgiveness. Prince Charming coming in swiftly on this Queen of Cups, found unworthy of this love and going under, wants to ask for help, wants to offer friendship, their imagination. It's a fantasy. They're fantasizing about friendship. The Empress is here, a magician or manifesting, holding them back. They're not happy with stuff. They got a negative outlook. They were not able to crush this Empress. She persevered, and that they don't get what belongs to her now. They're being rejected. So they weren't able to crush this Empress. They persevered and are rejecting this concept of friendship with this Knight of Wands. They could be going through withdrawals. So it could be that they've lost here with the Five of Swords. They're exhausted with the Seven of Wands reversed. They're feeling overwhelmed. You have an understanding of what they've been doing to your soul tie or to other soul ties. This is an end of the conflict here. You won the fight. This is an empty vessel, and they're surrendering their need to control. This is a very uncomfortable energy. It's very much like fear and a heartbreak. Conflict. They have to surrender the fight. As a very sensitive empath, this feels like heartbreak. It feels like sorrow. It feels like fear. It feels like the end of the line. We've got death here and death there. This isn't your energy. This is that devil energy who wants to pump it into your new beginning. They want you to carry this energy. You're the temperance angel. You're the one who brings homeostasis and harmony to environments. You've got a victory here. You're in the chariot. Your hard work is paying off. We've got unfinished business regarding needs, death. This is over. You triumph. It could be that you triumph over death. Your emotional needs, your touch, you know, intimate encounters, friendships, anybody in your life, you know, may have been abused, abandoned, nobody wanted to be there for you, but there's an ending to your needs not being met. You triumph over this situation. You're a temperance angel. There is a moving forward here. Difficult decisions are being made, and there's indecision here as well. There is a lot of opportunities here. You're successful, and you might be thinking about stuff, or you're just in your head regarding family. You may not, somebody may be making a choice, difficult decisions as to who they want as a family. Maybe you're connected to this overseas opportunity or family. Maybe they're overseas and you're telepathically connected to them. There's difficult decisions being made. Somebody doesn't know what to do. We've got a devil energy and the Fool here. So there's new beginnings. I don't know what's going on. There's a codependent. Somebody's codependent on you. You've got a new beginning here. It's time for you to heal. There's people gossiping. You have escaped. You are loved. You escaped. Somebody's in grief. What's going on with this devil? What's going on with this devil? Profession. Somebody's in grief over the work that they did against you. You've escaped because you are a being of love. The Fool, new beginning for the Emperor here. Working really, really hard. Somebody's looking for an escape, or maybe you escaped being alone. Somebody doesn't have any discipline. Bully. There's a bully here who doesn't have any discipline. They're looking for an escape. They want to escape. This Emperor who's working real hard. Knight of Cups, disappointment, withdrawing. They are getting left behind. Or, the Wheel of Fortune is turning for those who lied. They're in grief. It did not work out the way that they had planned. They're in grief over your gratitude. They're overloaded and overwhelmed because you are grateful even for the terrible damn things. Maybe they're overwhelmed by your gratitude. They're overloaded because of your gratitude. We've got accident here. You're thankful for life and the things that it brings to you, and now they're overloaded. What's going on? Everything that they did is coming back to them. We've got the Ace of Pentacles here. There's an abundance of loss. There could be a whole big bunch of loss, or they're looking at your abundance and they've lost it. There's death here. They did not appreciate the beauty of you, or your spirituality, or your creativity, or your youth, your youthful way of looking at things. This is a blind spot. They got caught up in whirlwind. They're not an abundant, limitless being. They don't have your abundance. You have gained. You have gained it. This is the conclusion in the bottom right of that card. It says conclusion. There's death. This is the conclusion of those who don't appreciate your young love, your spirituality, your creativity. They don't appreciate your happy news that this is the conclusion. It's over. You're moving on. The sun is here. There's a rebirth. And we've got deceitful, theft, scammer, cheater in a nightmare. They are a reflection, and you're leaving them. You have grown in consciousness and awareness. It's time for you to go have fun here, to indulge, maybe go have a good time. Yeah, it's time for you to go indulge. Have fun, relax. Yeah, this mask wearer was doing magic on the blessing of a sweetheart and their eternal love. Their strategy was to mind F them regarding their sweet dreams and their sense of care for each other. They could be blinded by this curse. Maybe they thought that you were going to be blind, or they were trying to make you blind, and maybe they still are, because they want to rob you of your abundance. They're in danger here because you are okay, and somebody's reached down. The Most High is showing mercy on you and your marriage. Knight of Wands, a swift change for the Queen of Cups. This Knight of Wands has been found unworthy. They're going under. They want to ask for help. They're imagining a friendship with this loving cup. They want to talk. The Empress is here manifesting something. They're being held back. And they've got this negative outlook on whatever it is they're being offered. They were not able to crush the Empress. They persevered, and they're rejecting this Knight of Wands. They want to apologize. Winning at all costs. This bully has been defeated. They are exhausted. They're giving up. Their confidence has been destroyed. You have an understanding of what they've been doing to your soul tie, and there's an ending to this conflict. An end of conflict. This dispute, this person who is bringing you conflict needs to surrender their need to control. They are an empty vessel. Their cup is empty. We've got laugh. Nobody makes me laugh like you, and I need some fun. Somebody's laughing about it. Somebody's laughing about this empty vessel needing to control. Needing to release need of control. Temperance angel here in the recent past has got you a Chariot. You're determined, and your hard work is paying off. There's unfinished business here regarding your needs. Your needs have not been met, and this is over. This is the end of your needs not being met. You triumph over this, and now somebody wants to apologize for what they've done here. You're moving forward, and there's difficult decisions being made right now regarding the future, regarding this adventure. Your family is here, telepathically connected. They may be making difficult decisions about what's going on. They are successful. Reconnection. The Devil is here. Codependent, toxic. We've got new beginnings. It's time to heal. It's time to heal from this codependent toxicity. Somebody's gossiping about love escaping. They're in grief over all the work that they did. They're in grief over this perspective about whatever work they did. They don't like your perspective about reality. New beginnings, the Emperor. Self-employed, doing work. Escaped, alone. You won't be like this forever. The bully lacks discipline. They're embarrassed. We've got curiosity. They want to learn more. They want to know how you did it. How did you escape all by yourself, Emperor? The Emperor's got a new beginning. Knight in shining armor is disappointed. They're getting left behind. The wheel has turned on destiny for liars. Those who are dishonest or lied, they're grieving because it didn't work out the way they had planned. You are thankful for this life and the opportunities that presents, and they are in overload and overwhelmed because of your gratitude, because you didn't slip into South Node or something. Look, they want revenge. It could be that they're being overwhelmed by vengeance. That could be this this energy, like God is delivering wrath to these people. You might be picking up on it. It might hurt. It might feel like rejection. It might feel like you're about ready to get punished. It might feel like you're the worst thing in the world. But I really feel that this devil is trying to project their toxicity into your new beginning. You've got abundance here, and these ones have lost out on it. This is the ending. There's death. This is a death of this cycle. They did not appreciate the beauty of you or your spirituality. They did not appreciate your perspective of reality. They got caught up in a whirlwind, and they've lost their abundance. You have gained the gift. This is a conclusion. You are the gift. They've lost the abundance. You were the gift. You are the gift. You're moving on here with the Three of Swords reversed. You're healing from a heartbreak. You're here with the Sun. You've got a rebirth. All is well. Those who were deceitful, thieving, scammers are in a nightmare. These reflections that were trying to be you or mimic you. You've grown in consciousness and awareness, and you're leaving them behind. Walking away is the best you can do. It is time for you to go have a good time. You and those that you have been collaborating with. Your team. It's time for you to travel. You are supported here, and it's great news. Somebody wants to be part of your health and wellness journey, and they're making plans to get together soon. But we've got those who were lying, those who were dishonest and envious. They may come in trying to get a date. Or maybe they're envious of a date that you are about to embark on. Envy, dishonest about a date, about a career, about your future. They're very hostile, and they're very greedy and dangerous at this point. They could have a growth, and they may be uncertain about it. We've got a small favor. They're hoping, so there could be something small, but it's positive, or there could be somebody coming in wanting a small favor, acting all positive, but it's an imposter. Be wary about that. They're yelling, they sabotage themselves, they want to sabotage you. They're yelling, they're unhappy, and they want you to be as unhappy as them. This person, somebody's projecting out really bad energy. All of this rejection, they've been found unworthy of a friendship with this Queen of Cups. They were not able to crush this Empress. She persevered. They have lost and are feeling overwhelmed because you have an understanding of what they've been doing to this soul tie, and you've won the fight. Whoever's bringing you conflict needs to surrender their need to control. They have an empty vessel. They're projecting hard onto you. See, they need the safe space of love. They need to get into your energy. They need your love. They need to project their devil, toxic stuff into your new cycle, and they need you to carry that energy. They need you to transmute it. So these who were coming after you and found it so entertaining to be F-boy and F-girl or whatever, they're feeling desperate. They're desperate because you have been welcomed into a new tribe. And you're saying goodbye, and you're uninterested in these ones that are approaching you now. You don't want to have anything to do with them. They want to come in for a small favor, for a big favor, for a friendship. They want to come in and apologize for what they did just so that they can reconnect. Or it could be that you are reconnected here with a family that maybe you once, many moons ago were connected with. Another lifetime or whatever. Take it as it resonates. But there is a reconnection to family. Look, we got sweetheart. You're a sweetheart. You're consistent. You're consistently a sweetheart. As an empath, you're picking up on all the crap, thought forms, all the crap intentions, all the bad energy, that people project with their jealousy, their envy, their one bam, thank you ma'am, now give me your heart and let me mess your head kind of stuff, this kind of stuff. You're a consistent sweetheart. You are the gift. You are the gift. This Knight of Wands, Prince Charming, is moving fast or looking at a swift change for this Queen of Cups. They want to move in real fast. They might be wanting to air travel. They might be trying to get into, that's air travel. So they're sending this energy toward the Queen of Cups, her loving cup. Then they're doing it through the air. This is projection. They've been found unworthy, and they're going under. So they're in the head, trying to be friends, but they're definitely not friendly. Messenger. So they're trying to send telepathic messaging. The Empress is here with a Magician or manifesting something. This Knight of Wands is being held back. They don't want to have anything to do with them. They're disconnected. There's a negative outlook. It's like, dude, don't want it. Don't want it. They were trying to crush this Empress, her heart, her spirit, whatever, and she persevered through it and now is rejecting them. And they want to apologize. She's rejecting their apology. Doesn't want to have anything to do with them. Four of Cups energy, she's holding back. She's like, stay away from me. Look, Doctor and Hope. So this could be a doctor. They may be sick. They've gotten results from a doctor. They have hope. If they can tap into you, then they can get rejuvenated. They can get healed. They can be nurtured. So they've been defeated here. They're exhausted and overwhelmed. You have an understanding of what they've been doing with your soul tie or soul ties in general. This is the end of the conflict. Those who are bringing you conflict need to surrender their need to control. Their cup is empty, and we've got laugh here. Laugh. Somebody may be laughing at these pleasure seekers. Somebody's laughing at these pleasure seekers because they have to surrender their need to control. Temperance, so your ability to maintain balance and find meaning in it all, to dissect it, to understand what it is that's happening, has got you a Chariot. You're moving forward. Your hard work has paid off. You've experienced a lot of growth. You know thyself. You know what's going on. You may not always know whether this energy as an empath belongs to you, but you probably know that it's just the environment. We've got war here. We've got bombs going off. We've got these old school manipulators drowning. They can't keep things afloat. There's unfinished business here regarding your needs. This is an end to your needs not being met. You've gained a victory over this. Two, you've got Chariot and Triumph. And these ones want to apologize. Now they want to be friends. House. They could be losing their house. They might be wanting to apologize for attempting to take your house, for spying in your house. They can't get in your house. They can't telepathically communicate. They want to reconnect, or they're moving forward. We got difficult decisions being made by family. Reconnecting in the telepathic mind. There is opportunity for success here. So you got a family here that has reconnected telepathically. Making decisions. Making decisions. We've got servant. It could be that there's a servant here who doesn't know what to do. A double. Attachments, addictions, shadow self, temptation, toxicity. Devil is looking at your new beginning. They see that you're battle worn. Maybe they are too. It's time to heal. People are gossiping about love, giving you an escape, or these ones, this devil trying to use your love as an escape. They're in grief regarding your perspective on their profession. We've got love. They're in grief over your love. They're in grief over your omniscience, over your abilities, over love's ability to, and so your perspective and your love brought you out of this devil's mess. They're desperately trying to reattach to it. They want to get to know what you did. They want to know what you did to leave them behind. You're leaving them behind. The Fool here, the Emperor, did a lot of work and escaped all by himself. This bully who lacks discipline, and now they're curious and they want to learn more. They want to know how you did it. How did you do it? You know, lover, we got lover. There could be a lover here. Maybe he is somebody's lover. Maybe he's dealing with a bully who lacks discipline regarding love. Somebody who is out trying to be a lover boy only to hurt people. A bully lover. We've got the Knight of Cups walking away, being left behind, abandoned in this new, the wheel has turned. They're being left behind. They were lying. And it did not work out the way that they had planned. They're in grief over your gratitude, your gratitude for all of the opportunities in this life, the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful. And they're overwhelmed by revenge. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, and it's coming on to them. It's coming on to them. They're a thief. The thief is, the lying thief is is overloaded with revenge. There's some serious stuff going on, and this could be the heart space. It feels really, it's difficult. It's a difficult sensation. You got an Ace of Pentacles here, and they've lost it. There's death here. Death. Vengeance. Death. They're not getting the abundance. They got caught up in a whirlwind. They didn't see this coming. The gift has gained. You've gained a gift. Maybe you have gained some gifts. We've got a wedding here. You've gained some gifts. There's a wedding here. You're going to move on and recover from this heartbreak with the Sun. You're going to be revitalized. All is well. The deceitful, thieving scammers who were cheating you are in a nightmare. They can't sleep. Their reflections, they could be, there's no light in them. You're leaving them behind. You've grown in consciousness and awareness. And it's time for you to go have an indulgent life, to enjoy yourself. You're going to be working with other people to achieve shared successes. Somebody's sighing. It could be that those who worked against you are sighing for working against you. Yeah, because they're going to prison. They're going to prison for treating this sweetheart like an enemy. They need consolation. They could be praying. They're all up in their head. You might feel this energy of this person who's distraught. You know, their prayers. They feel like all is lost. There's death. There's vengeance. They treated this sweetheart that's in this wedding, this empress. They treated this empress like she was an enemy. They tried to crush her while pretending to be friends. They were consistently and constantly going after the money. It was all about the money, and they didn't care that they hurt her like that. There's a young woman having melancholy. They might have gotten a letter from a priest about a soldier friend experiencing misfortune and making a journey. They may have passed away. They may have transitioned. And this is, there's death in the room or in the mind. People's minds are going offline. I heard the other day that some people had to be heavily sedated, and also that they were like people are just glitching out. Death in the mind. And they're in despair. This scholar, that taught false teachings, is in despair. The wife is with the Lord. She's got her wings. Somebody is feeling sick. Somebody is absolutely sick about a child or about her innocence. There's a surprise coming up out of the water regarding a widower and a merchant. So Knight of Wands, there's a swift change for this Queen of Cups. Knight of Wands has been found unworthy. They're going under. They're asking for help. They want to. There's gossip in the grapevine. They could be listening to it, or they might be having a fantasy of a friend, or maybe friends are talking in the grapevine. We've got messenger. They're receiving messages. They could be getting telepathic messages. They're fantasizing about being a friend of this Empress Magician. Duo or single. We got the land back. The land back. Very quickly, this Queen of Cups has the land back. They're getting the land back. They got the message. The land is going back. They're being told to stay in their own lane. The Empress is here with a magician or has manifested something. These ones are being held back, or she's holding back. They got a Four of Cups here, so she's holding back. It's like whatever they're being offered, they're not happy about. They tried to crush this Empress and they were unable to. She persevered, and now she's rejecting their apology, and they're sick about it. They're sick because she never gave up hope. She's not sharing anything with them. Billionaire status. Billionaire status. They're sick, man. The Empress is known throughout the cosmos. There's these guys, man, they have this thing called lifetime story, and they project out the lifetime story of empresses and high priestesses that they're attacking and stealing from. One of these stories is called Earth Woman. This could be it. This Empress may be the star of the lifetime story called Earth Woman that has been broadcast within the galaxy. So these ones are defeated. They're exhausted. You have an understanding of what they've been doing to soul ties. And this is the end of the conflict. You've won the fight. Those who are bringing you conflict need to surrender their need to control. Their cup is empty. People are laughing at this pleasure seeker because they don't know how to take care of themselves. And they're not getting any help. They're not getting any help from anybody because there's an understanding of what they've been doing with soul ties. They come in and play charming, and then they turn around and hurt people. So we got the Temperance energy here. Balance is restored. Harmony is restored. We've got the Chariot here. So you're determined. You're moving forward. You may have made a departure. You may have actually done a timeline jump. Your hard work is paying off. There's unfinished business. Your needs, your emotional needs and your physical needs were not being met, and that's ending. That's death. It could be that somebody needs to apologize for doing this. They're losing their house, whether it be a house of wood or a house of flesh. I don't know. They want to apologize. There's death. You have triumphed here. You've got a victory times 2. You might be, you're definitely, I mean, if you're like me, you're definitely picking up on this energy. It's very thick. It's very traumatic. It's like it feels like serious loss and heartache. And sometimes it feels like fear. Look. They need to apologize for what they did. They're being told to stay in their own lane. You're not letting them in the house. They're losing their house. Stay in your own lane. You're not welcome in this neighborhood, SA. They can't come to your house. They want to put a death to your needs or to whatever. They want to apologize. It's like they're trying, you know, and this is the thing, you know, the divine knows what people are doing. And if they think they're going to travel to your house to do a thing, they're going to be, are not going to make it. They're being told to stay in their own lane. So you're moving forward here. There's difficult decisions being made about a servant. Or there could be a servant that doesn't know what to do. You've reconnected with the family in the mind, in the telepathy. So it could be, you know, that the bridge to whatever star system, temperance angel you come from, you've been reconnected telepathically in the imagination. And so you are successful and you're moving forward with some adventure. We've got tinfoil hat. Conspiracy theory. Let's read that one real quick. Don't believe everything you think. Conspiracy theories are just that, theories. Does the situation at hand reflect reality? Do you have all the facts available to you, or just the ones that make your life easier? So it could be that they're looking for facts. There's difficult decisions being made. They're doing their research regarding those who are being reconnected to the family. Could be. The devil is here. Oh, codependent on your new beginning. The devil is here, tempted by your new beginning. You're battle worn. It's time to heal. People are gossiping. Love has offered you an escape. They're in grief over your perspective regarding love and the work that you do. Look, they're trauma bonded. They trauma bonded to you. They're in grief over this trauma bond. They wish they'd never done it. They wish they never trauma bonded to love or got into that profession. Somebody wants to trauma bond with you. They're in grief over a trauma bond with love. The Fool. Innocent new beginnings for the Emperor. He's working real hard. He escaped all by himself. We got alone, but it's not going to be like this forever. We've got this lover bully. There could be a bully who is a lover, who lacks discipline, that is curious and wants to learn more. Triggered, untriggered, untriggered. The bully lacks discipline. They could not trigger this lover. Could not trigger this lover. They're feeling alone, but it won't be like this forever. What are they trying to mess with his mind? Knight of Cups, Knight in shining armor, disappointed and getting left behind. The wheel has turned on this destiny. For those who were lying and thieving, they're grieving that your gratitude for this life and all of its opportunities has overwhelmed them with revenge. They tried to steal and lie on a person who is grateful for this life and all of the opportunities it presents, even the nasty ones. Vengeance is coming out. It's like this Emperor is here and he's dealing with this bully. He's untriggered. He's very steady and stable. Whatever they tried to do to crush this Empress and get her rejected, she persevered through it. These people are sick about it. This Emperor is dealing with that bully. He could be the lover of this Empress, and he's not triggered by what these jackwagons are doing here. This lying thief is overwhelmed by vengeance, privilege. This dishonest, privileged thief is grieving because they're being overwhelmed with revenge. It's coming in hard. Try not to apply the sensations of the emotional disturbances to your own life. Try not to claim it as any significant thing that's happening to you personally. These ones tried to crush you, and they're really upset that your love, your balance, your harmony, you're getting the land back, and it's a billionaire status regarding the earth and the universe. Earth woman overcame the devil. Earth woman overcame the freaking devil. And that devil is trying to project hard. And it hurts. So, yeah. Abundance. They're missing out on your abundance. They got to accept this loss. Death is here. They did not appreciate the beauty of spirituality or sweet young love. They don't have an abundance. They don't have any abundance. They're not limitless manifestors. They got caught up in the whirlwind. You have gained. This is the conclusion. There is a wedding here, but we have love and gaslight. So if somebody wants to love bomb and gaslight, it could be that that's who this Page of Cups is, a love bombing gaslighter. They didn't appreciate the beauty of anybody. They were just in it to win it, you know, whatever. So you're moving on. You're healing from this heartbreak. You've got the Sun energy here. And we've got deceitful, thieving, scammer, cheater, in a nightmare. This reflection, a copycat, a pretender. You have grown in consciousness and awareness, and you're leaving that behind. It's time for you to go have fun. Those who worked against you are sighing. These simps who do the most for those who care the least, they're sighing. The Oracle is telling the story about a vampiric, narcissistic fashion witch. The empath is being announced. The empath unicorn is a freaking legend. This empress has got billionaire status. This emperor does too. They're right there together. It could be that this empress is the earth woman who with billionaire status, a unicorn empath. It's being announced here that she's a legend, and this emperor is delivering vengeance. Ooh. The jealous black square, those who do the least to gain the most, are being told to F off. Feral bitch, cult leader, is going to be a snack for trolling the influencer, and they ignored the red flags. Starseed and demon. This starseed has friends everywhere. They were trying to feed this empress as a snack. They didn't realize she has friends everywhere. We'll pull one more card. It's a lot of real heavy energy. They didn't realize, you know, we're like a cookie. We're like an Oreo cookie. You've got the upper and you've got the under, and then you've got this middle ground, right? You've got the high and the low, and then the filling, right? That's a kind of a sweet treat is what just came to mind. So in the middle ground here is where the school is, right? And you either learn to be loving and balanced and harmonious and kind, patient and loving, or you learn to be a whoring, warring thief who brutalizes people for gain. And then at the end of the cycle, it appears to me that some go there and some go there, and then we got the next cycle in the middle ground where people are once again tested. This Empress has friends everywhere, and probably in the upper and the under of all systems in this universe. Oh, yeah. This Knight of Wands, who is found unworthy of a connection with this Queen of Cups, who's getting the land back. They're going under. They're having a fantasy of being friends. They might be trying to send a message. They're getting a message. They're getting the message. Be prepared for wrath. Be prepared for wrath. The Empress is with a magician or is a magician, billionaire status, holding back and not really offering anything to this Knight of Wands. They tried to crush her heart. They tried to crush her spirit, and she persevered through it. She's rejecting their apology, and they're sick about it. They're sick about it. She's rejecting them out of her sacred space. They had hope to be friends and to gain access to this space, but she's rejecting their apology and rejecting them. They were trying to win at all costs. They've been defeated. They're exhausted. They're giving up. You understand what they were doing with soul ties. They have been tested, and the truth has been discovered. This is the end of the conflict. You have won the fight. Those who are bringing conflict to you need to surrender their need to control. Their vessel is empty. Their cup is empty. They're not able to steal from you. People are laughing at these pleasure seekers because they don't know how to take care of themselves. Survival. They're in survival mode. They're in survival mode. People are laughing. They know what they did, and they know who they did it to. Temperance Angel is in that chariot. Moving forward, the hard work has paid off. There's unfinished business here. There's still things to resolve and discuss regarding needs, regarding your emotional needs were not being met. Nobody was present in your life. Your physical needs and your emotional needs were not being met. There's a death coming to that. You have triumphed, or this could just be over. Somebody wants to apologize for stealing your house, for trying to take your house. They might be losing their house. They're told to stay in their own lane. They want to apologize for trying to steal your house, which could be your vessel or your vehicle, is what these parasitical ones, they consider it. They consider it a vehicle, a transporter. You know, they attach to it, and then they kind of operate the field of awareness, the consciousness in the other dimensional spaces while you sleep or whatever. They're at risk. They're told to stay in their own lane. They're at risk. There's death here. So you're moving forward. There's indecision about this servant. What does the servant do? They got to make some difficult decisions. There's been a reconnection to the family within the telepathic mind, and they're doing their research successfully. Mimicry. Mimicry. So there is tinfoil hat conspiracy, right? So they're doing their research on mimicry, right? And there's difficult decisions being made as to who gets to reconnect to the family in the mind for this next opportunity. The devil is here, codependent and toxic. We've got a new beginning, and it's time to heal. It could be time to heal from this devil, from this toxicity. They're trying to project it into your new beginning. Whatever this, it's a bad energy, but they're still trying to project. It's like prepare for wrath. There's fear, there's anger, there's need, there is. It's like let's be friends. There's kind of a desperation. It's like a hopelessness. People are gossiping that you escaped. Love has allowed you to escape. People are gossiping about this devil using love as an escape. They're in grief over a trauma bond. It could be that you're trauma bonded to whoever this is or this collective. It could be that there's some kind of a heart thing. What? They're in grief over your perspective regarding love. They're in grief over your profession, your skills. They're in grief over the work that they did against love. Upheaval. They're in upheaval. So those who trauma bonded with you, they're in upheaval. Those who tried to lock your heart down, those who tried to lock it down, they're in upheaval. There's some stuff happening. You've got a new beginning here. Emperor, he's untriggered. He's self-employed, or he's got a new job, or he's working on building something serious. This lover is untriggered by this bully. You feel like you're alone in this situation all by yourself, but it won't be like this forever. You've escaped something, this Emperor has. Or they're working on making this bully who lacks discipline. It could be that they are working on getting this bully to leave you alone. They want to learn more. They're intrigued. They want to learn more. They're getting your space. They want to manipulate you. This Emperor could be a lover who is not triggered by this at all. He might be like, he's delivering wrath is what he's doing. He seems to be very quiet. The divine seems to be very quiet, or this energy seems to be kind of dangerous. That's why it feels like fear is like prepare for wrath. There's preparations for wrath in the central energy here. In the environment, we've got overloaded by revenge. Whatever these ones did, trauma bonding to this Empress here, who is a being of love, meant to be here regarding love. They did not like her perspective. They tried to crush her. There's major stuff happening right now. This is a wedding. This Emperor is the spouse of this Empress who has billionaire status and control of this sacred space. Rejecting those who tried to destroy her. Battle. There's a battle. A dishonest, privileged thief, grieving and overloaded by revenge. Or maybe they tried to overload you with revenge and you just said, da, 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 I'm grateful for this, you know, because what? Because you discover who it is you are and what you're capable of. Or it could be that they're getting revenge. Battle, battle, battle. There's a battle in this new chapter. They are getting whacked, man. They have lost your abundance. There's death here. This is the conclusion of this. There's a wedding. You are the gift. They didn't appreciate the gift that you are. This Page of Cups was a love-bombing, gaslighting POS who has no skills or potentials. They got caught up in a whirlwind. They did not appreciate the beauty of anything. They were just in it playing a game, a silly little game. And so now there's isolation. They could be being alone. They're going to have to be alone. They have to leave this wedding alone. This is the conclusion of this. There's death. It's over. They got to leave you alone. They're going to be in solitary confinement. It's time for you to move on with this Three of Swords reversed. It's time to make a transition, to heal from this heartbreak. It's time for a renewal, a rebirth with the Sun energy here. Those deceiving thieves, scammers are in a nightmare. They can't sleep. They're just a reflection. They're a copycat. They're low-vibing energy. And you're leaving them behind. You've grown in consciousness and awareness. You know what's going on here. And it's time for you to go enjoy yourself. Those who collaborated against you are sighing. They are simps who do the most for those who care the least. And we've got displacement. They're being displaced. They're being evicted. Displacement is number 13. Displacement. The source of anger is being confronted. Somebody's taking their anger out on this simp and everybody who worked on behalf of somebody who cares the least. They're being destroyed. They're being destroyed. Their routine has been exposed. The mischief that they cause to heart bonds. Yesterday was a prime example, and it was witnessed. The work they do to destroy heart-loving connections. Ghosts performing trickery for territory, or trickery in the territory. These are like zombies, man. These are like dead people in flesh suits. They were committed to casting an illusion, to being a reflection, and communicating to distract people. They're in fear because you remain balanced throughout all of their play, and now they're in grief. They're in grief because their gifts to the world were negative. They were a negative influence, driven by the night. But it rolled off of you, and you observed everything. They were warned that you were protected. The whole community that had a skewed perspective, they didn't appreciate this Empress's perspective regarding love or the way that she does her work in the world. They didn't like that. They wanted trauma bonds. A whole community of people offered resistance. They're scavengers. They were scavengers of the light-bearing people, of the anomalies. They became scavengers. And tried to dominate people from a distance to take care of their own self-interests. Well, I am going to go ahead and leave that one here. I hope this clarifies something that you already intuitively knew, and I will see you on the next one, everybody. Bye.